My guests are two of the biggest names in the music industry who have managed to shape pop music, rap music, trap music, and the R&B landscape as we know it. And they've also managed to change the world around them, one smooth lyric at a time. Please welcome 10-time platinum artist and producer and entrepreneur Big Zach and 4-time Grammy-winning songwriter and executive producer Sean Garrett to the show.
4?
Gentlemen.
4 Grammys? You see?
I've got to brag about the two of you, and I don't think it's bragging. I think people need to understand the power of the pen and what it means to be able to write the songs that make everybody go, oh, or oh my gosh. And so I thank you for your contributions to the culture as lyricists, as writers and producers.
Thank you.
I'm looking forward to this conversation.
We are too. We're excited.
So listen, let's talk about, because you two work in the same industry but move in very different ways. And I want viewers to understand what you do, but also learn the lessons of how to do it. So I want to start with you in terms of you, Zach, what you did and how you did it. And Sean, I want you to also explain too, because it moves in different arenas.
So songwriting for me was like a home for my creativity. You know, I always had ideas that could move people, make people laugh, make a girl fall in love, you know, make someone mad if I needed to, you know, just like stir up the pot, right?
Yeah.
So to be able to motivate, you know what I'm saying? So to be able to find a home in music, you know, where I can marry my thoughts and ideas to a beat on a cadence and within a constricted amount of time.
Right.
And that was the biggest reward for me when I found my pen game, you know.
Yeah.
And just also know that, as you know, we thought it was one way to be a creative, which is by being an artist. But then the songwriting piece, where you put your ideas and you tailor make your ideas onto other people and other artists, other creatives.
Right. That's
when it just became like, it's opening you up to a whole new galaxy.
Yeah. And Sean, your pen game starts where?
My pen game started when I was probably 5 years old, 4 years old. Just learning how to express myself in a way that I felt like, you know, I saw my first record deal when I was 14. I'm from Atlanta, but I moved to Europe when I was 5. So being able to have the ability to not only write songs for myself, but be able to write songs for the entire world. Every little aspect of it, from like writing a lot of the songs for Beyonce, Check Up On It, or Get Me By It, or Upgrade You, Rainy Alarm, or Diva, or Destiny's Child Soldier, Lose My Breath, T-Shirt, Is She the Reason? A lot of those songs.
I feel like I need an air horn.
A lot of those songs were actually, you know, like I lost my mom a year before I actually did Yeah, right, which was my first #1 record, right? But she was such an inspiration to me, right? And so, you know, me and Big Zach, we've known each other from day one, you know what I'm saying? We it might seem like we're in different worlds, but we are in the same world, right? Because we're brothers, #1.
Of course.
We respect each other, we inspire each other. We've actually worked on some of the same projects, some of the same songs.
And tell me about that, because there's a particular song where you two were working on the same project, but you didn't know, because the industry is so sometimes secretive and competitive. Folks don't want to let folks know.
That story?
Yeah, I do.
Well, I could tell my POV. So my POV is Shown Up Records. We had an artist named Ciara.
Of course.
And everyone knew was a superstar, but let me say this for the record: no one is a hit producer or a songwriter until you break an artist. You got to break new talent, right? And Ciara was talent, and you know they were trying to find a record on her. So she had a session in Miami with Sean Garrett and Lil Jon. She was signed to Jazzy Faye, who was a mega, you know, just huge producer, on fire at the time. And it's very rare that people let other producers let other producers work with their artists at the time, right? And so she came back from Miami, we was asking her how the songs went, you know, how the session went.
Yeah.
And she said, I got this one song called, I think it was Cookies.
It was called Cookies.
Yeah.
And she said, it's one song called Cookies, but Lil Jon doesn't like it. Me and Sean wrote it. It's so crazy. And she was like defeated. She was like in a, you know, just like, dang, I don't know how to, you know, how to fix it. And Lil Jon didn't like it because Khalees had a big record called Milkshake. At the time, right? My milkshake brings
all the-
that one.
oh, yeah.
So, so
Oh, got me caught up.
so we in this session, and mind you, I'm a fly on the wall at the time, right? I hadn't become a songwriter yet. I was just getting my chops. You know, Sean was on fire. You know, I was respected in the industry, but I hadn't gotten my chops yet. I hadn't had those breakthroughs.
So how did you end up contributing to that?
Well, so I'm hearing she plays the record, and she was like, I was like, if Lil Jon only doesn't like this one part, then all we need to do is change this one part. You don't throw away the baby with the bathwater.
Flip
you know
this
what I'm saying?
part of the script.
So I pulled that out and I changed it, and I had the idea of goodies because of Ciara's youth and, you know, her maturity, and I just like and I knew where Sean was going with it.
So Cookies
Cookies
became
became
goodies because of Big.
And mind you, we were never in the studio at the same time on the record. You know, she got the idea, went in the booth, recorded it, everybody approved it, and a week later they were flying in for the videos and the Petey Pablo verse and everything else. It just took off. It was in the clubs. It was right.
And that's your version. In less than a minute.
I mean, so the song was pretty much done, right? But you know, for some time, it's always easier to like the story of the song was done, like it was pretty much
100%,
done. But changing it, that Cookies to Goodies,
that little
change,
tweaking
that little
sometimes
change
is what makes it. A little change can make a big difference.
And I think that Lil Jon is sort of what's even crazy is like I didn't work with Jon at first either. When I did, like I actually did, over the Petey Pablo Freaka League. So honestly, a lot of times we don't get a chance to. It's like you might take a song and someone may want to change this or that.
Right.
So it's like, you know, there's little tweaks and
it's always some changes and
happen,
some tweaks. I want to hit pause right here just for a second so we can take a break. But when we return, I want to keep talking about the collaboration, but I also like to address this concept of being a writer and sometimes what I think you described as collaborative ghost writing and the perceptions that people have of that in hip hop and rap and trap and R&B, right? Because it can be very different, all right?